Center Street from here, yeah, Center Street entrance.
It's kind of, the school's kind of a school parking lot.
Right, so then they had, it's now gonna be.
The color
That's
ones.
why it
Yeah,
was
just
next
you'll hand
parking,
that to
there's
me,
gonna be a
I'll
road around here.
explain what
that
that.
The color ones
then the
is.
school
I only
and-
have one. I only have one color.
Well,
Yeah.
we can't land swap or anything, it's just, that would be agreement, we'll just all be shared. But now you know,
It's kind of surprising.
they're filling in the roundabout part. That won't be a roundabout. So that gave us more parking spaces. The school can use this, and that's gonna
So
make
the
a
school can use
difference.
what we used to park. And
And
then
we
we'll
can
share,
use
and then we'll
this.
share it too. And they'll
It's
put-
just be, everybody can park where they wanna park. But it will be accessible more to now where people will want to park. They'll want to park on this side, it doesn't get used very
Yes.
much, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
the high school will want to park here. But it is gonna have a road, I
that?
think there's a
Okay,
double connected so that it is feels.
I think we've got a group.
It's an
Let's,
existing road. You got the roundabout.
Welcome everyone here. First item of business is, I think we've all received the minutes from the email. Any questions or concerns about the minutes?
No.
If may entertain a motion for approval of the minutes.
I move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? All right. Fitness Center.
Yeah, brother.
Fitness Center remodeling update.
all right.
To you.
Lots of things to talk about. Since we last met, we have gone out public with an online presence and a public meeting, and we have collected over 500 citizen responses and contacts regarding the remodel. We then had an Orem company, Y2 Analytical, look at all of those and say, okay, give us the big, what does everybody want in the building? And so the biggest response that we got was that the plan that we were looking at was too open, that it was not practical use of space, that it was, we could build in more square footage, usable square footage rather than the open grand entryway. So the very first thing we did was we took this design. Now these red items are where we closed off the second floor so that it gave you a roof on the front, but it gave you more square footage upstairs. So it has a little less of an open, but it still has a pretty good open field. So we added this. And then the other thing that came was an idea of, instead of putting the wall here, move the wall down here and you could add square footage. Now that's 9,000 square feet down there that were added basically to the footprint. I'll explain where we're at with that and where we've ended up with that space, but all of those kind of came from our citizens that said, look, it's a too open design, move this, it'll be cheap square footage, and they were right. So that's the first thing that we did with the structure. The second thing we did was we knew that we couldn't afford the square footage that we were looking at. We were at 100,000 square foot. The price tag was going to be too high. So we cut 10,000 square feet from the building to try and do what we could to hit budget. So that's the other thing that we did. And then if you look at the plans that I gave you, the other things that came from the citizens was we originally had the spin room, which is right here. Let me get on your plans. I don't know how to set, but it's this little room here. The spin people said, we like to pump up our music. If we're connected to the studio, we're gonna disrupt each other. So we
Get the hallway around.
we added that hallway, so it's out on its own. They can do their thing.
Share the same side.
The other thing that we got from the spinners was they like to black that room out.
Yeah.
So they don't want exterior windows.
No, you want
So
dark.
what we did is we moved it in here. This will be glass along here, but we'll use a way that we can either black it out or open it out, but it won't have any exterior windows, and we'll be able to black that room out. The other thing that came from the citizen responses.
maintenance room in the
This
studio
is the
room?
maintenance is over here.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then the other thing that we got from the citizens was they wanted one of the major walls to be able to have mirrors in the studio. And so we moved the doors to the end so we can put mirrors all the way along this. We originally had a screen here, and basically all of the aerobics, all the yoga, all the bars said, look, you never close it anyway. It just gets in the way, so we
Yeah.
took that out. And then the architect said, if we're gonna play music in this room, we ought to make it not square. Because then the sound
Vibrate.
doesn't go back and forth this way. So we add just a little bit here so that room is out of round or out of square, and it should help the sound. We brought in the aerobics people, some patrons in that. This is about twice the studio size upstairs, and it is a tremendously more usable
Yeah.
space on that. If you look, this used to be open to the basement, and now we're gonna close that off, and that will be kind of machines and stuff there, and then this is the upper floor, and then we finished off another studio there. Now this space up here, it's about right between 8,500 and 9,000 square feet. We're gonna talk a little bit about budget. We can't afford to finish that. But basically what we're gonna have is by moving this down here, we were able to drop the square footage price of a little bit over $300 a square foot down to $267 by not finishing this, but we're gonna have almost 9,000 square feet to grow into for relatively little bit of money.
That might be nice to at
So-
least be able to wait and see what a future need is.
Yep,
What-
exactly.
So by unfinished, what level of unfinished? I mean, is it gonna be like a floated concrete floor that you could at least stain?
It'll have to be a
Or-
floated concrete but nothing, you'll be able to see the insulation, you'll be able to see the wires, there won't be anything on the walls.
Just framed.
Yep, basically framed out, but every public building that I've moved into as a new building, we were too big for the building the day we moved in.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna have 10% growth built into this.
awesome.
There's gonna be something in
For sure.
5 or
Oh,
10
yeah,
years,
the
that's
new-
the new thing,
Or
that
2 or 3
you're
years.
like, hey, now we got
If
somewhere
the
to put
wires
it.
are exposed, who's gonna have access to it?
It'll just be our maintenance crew and us.
Closed off,
Yep.
go to the public,
Yep,
right?
won't be open to the public. So then down on the second, on the main floor, the ground level floor, basically what it is, the other big changes that have occurred is we've added a group shower area into these locker rooms, the men's and women's locker rooms here. What we talked to Provo, and basically Provo pushes their swim team into those locker rooms. And so you've got 150 people leaving all at once. And they don't allow them up into the change rooms, so they stick them all there. So we took out some lockers. Basically Provo says those lockers don't ever get used, and we put in
Just the open, like,
group showers,
Okay.
yeah. And so we'll push the swim team there and get those 100 kids in and out quickly on that. The other thing that has changed since we talked is on your plans with the pool. We are adding 240 spectator seats to the south end of the pool on that. We met with the swim team people. We've worked with them on a design. We'll build in an outside exit for them for swim meets. It'll be, if you've seen Provo's pool, it'll be basically cement with benches on it, basically the same as Provo. It will go the length of the 25-yard section, so it'll work really well for the majority of meets. We're gonna have to sort out how we handle 50-meter meets. Right now, we only hold one 50-meter meet a year, so we'll sort that out, but we hold 15 to 20 25-yard meets. And then from our standpoint, we also build in some storage. If you've been on our pool, we have a lot of stuff stored on the deck. So we built in some storage that we can get the lane lines and everything.
So would that be expanding the building out, or it would be somebody
Expanding
expanding
the building out.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I had long discussions with them
Yep.
about this.
You'll go to the existing deck, you'll go up about 3 feet, and then you're gonna go out 2,000 square feet to 6 rows of seating
That'll be awesome.
on that. That is that turned out to be a $530,000 upgrade on this building. On that, I mean, I think we need to thank the council when we went to them and talked to them. They pulled back one of their pet projects and funded that.
Great.
So they did a really good job.
It must be an election year.
Good thing I'm not running.
And
Interest
so
rates are down.
one of the scary part of this project is if you've been over to the fitness center, the building's gone. We still don't have finished plans. So the building's gone. We don't have finished plans, but last Thursday we got what's called the gross maximum price estimate on the building, and we were told up front that look, your budget isn't big enough to build what you're building, and so we needed to cut 5,000 square feet out of the building, and so those blue markers are what was cut out of the building last week. If you can see, it's all hallway, it's all space. We have exactly the same rooms. It was really kind of 5,000 square feet that was relatively painless. You guys will be the only ones that'll know that 5,000 came out of it. But we got our gross maximum price on Thursday, and we are now real close on budget. A few $100,000 over, but we can design that out of the building.
That's awesome.
On that, and so, yeah, the fact that we've torn the building down, and we actually have money to build it back up is, yeah, I'm feeling really good right now
No stress.
on that. But I mean, basically that's it in a nutshell where we're at. There's some things that will probably change. Some fixtures and some things, and we can probably hit $300,000 or $400,000 out of the building and cover that gap where we're at. So in the end, we tore down 80,000 square feet. We're building 97,000 square feet back. Now 9,000 of that will not be finished on it. So basically, the finished part will be about the same. I will say that it's better use of space of what we had in the old building, but
More relevant use of space.
yes, relevance probably a good way to put that. If you notice, we've got 20 changing rooms, individual changing rooms, bathrooms upstairs. We got 3 bathrooms upstairs. Right now, what we're trying to do is use coded lockers upstairs. People don't seem to change clothes in Provost Fitness Center. They just stack their phone and their wallet in there. So they now have them like a hotel room safe, to where you punch it in, you throw that in there, leave, you put your own combination back when you come, and then somebody else uses it. So those are the kind of the lockers we're looking upstairs. The current fitness center doesn't have any bathrooms. This has 3 upstairs. On that, we're working on how we're gonna line the basketball for the 2 gyms now, and we're kind of settling on basketball full length, basketball crossed, short volleyball across, full size volleyball lengthwise, and 6 pickleball courts. So we should have space during most of the year to have pickup basketball and 3 permanent pickleball courts set up all the time.
Planning on any kind of division between courts at all?
Yeah, there'll be a curtain that'll come right down the middle. There'll be a removable curtain that'll go there. We're using the county grant. We get a county recreation grant. The price that we got for the playground is $100,000 for the playground. We're gonna use the county, which will be about $50,000 additional more to kind of pump up the playground on the inside.
That
Yeah.
curtain in the middle, is it like you see in a church gym that slides together like this, or is it the type
Goes-
that'll come down from the ceiling in between like you
Comes down
see
from
in
the ceiling.
high school gyms?
Yep.
Okay.
Comes down from the ceilings. We have 4 racquetball courts is where we've got now. It is still, they are built as tip-ups on that. So
Like the provolone?
No,
No, like our,
like our old
like
ones.
our expensive kind.
Yep,
Stupid racquetball.
like that is, and so they should be good courts. There's only 4. The back of them will be glass, but from there, the back up above the first floor will be the poured cement also. So you'll have cement all the way around and then glass on the main level.
We're building it to, we'll be able to expand racquetballs if they come up with it.
Yeah, it's just,
It's expanding up this way, right?
basically what it is we push the building far enough to the north that we can go to the south with another gym and racquetball
Good.
on that. And so if we can do that, and then Gina, if you would hand me that. Basically, that is still what the outside of the building will look like on
So,
that.
torn down building and no plans, but we do have a rendering to help you see that.
Oh, I got a price now. I'm happy with the price. But that's basically what the building, this is the leisure pool. This is a building that's got a big air handler right there.
Center Street.
This is the north.
Yes.
Yep, we'll shield
Center
that.
Street.
Thanks.
And then, the other big deal is we anticipated a road, in between Mountain View and the fitness center that will connect all the parking. On that, we have worked out a design with Alpine School District. Alpine is bringing money to the table. And basically Alpine said, look, you're shut down, you're tore up, let's rip the Band-Aid off. And we change ordered a Kilgore project and they gave us a exceptional price to start that now.
You can
So,
tell, that's what I figured was going in. You can see it's
so
in there.
basically when we open the pools up next April, there will be a road between. We'll be able to have a sidewalk that will get the patrons in when we open it. The fast track is the men's and women's locker rooms will be done, the pool will be open, the mechanical for the pool, the road in between will all be done come April.
That's in April.
The other element of this design is that this sidewalk and the pool deck are about 3 feet difference in there. So we had to figure out how to,
In elevation, you mean?
in elevation, and there's no way to raise the pools. And do you want a ramp? Do you want steps? So what we've settled on, one of the least expensive ways to do it is there will be a 2-step plaza. You'll come off here, you go down 2 steps, there'll be a handicap ramp. It'll go down 2 steps, we'll put seating all the way around. And then since this is the north side, we actually bid out heating the sidewalk right there. So it'll be heated to keep the ice off. But I think it's kind of a nice little feature with some benches and we can make a nice plaza. But
And only the step down area is heated, right?
yeah,
Is that a
My cousin
significant
to
expense?
call
I'm just,
Greg.
75,000 was to heat
Cousin
that.
owns Method.
and the seating, because honestly, a seating area, I don't imagine a seating area will be used. It'll be decorative and look nice, but
The only
it
group
won't be functional.
that I think will use it is swim team kids as we stack and as people pick up. I had to do something with that to get the level down, and so
Not like you could just leave it.
we'll see. I mean, my biggest concern was it's a north facing wall, snow removal, slip and falls,
Yeah.
all that, and so I would have preferred to put a couple steps in the entryway,
It'll be right over here.
but we were too far into the process, that was gonna cost us about 2 weeks delay. So, that's kinda where we're at. Any first impressions on the plans or anything, and
Did you work out with the lady who wants her preschool or wants the preschool?
No.
That ever?
we were gonna upgrade preschool, but they would have to be an employee of ours
Right.
on that. We wouldn't allow somebody to come in and, yeah. We wouldn't allow anybody to come in and run a preschool out. Orem City will run one.
Where's the weight room gonna be?
Okay, the heavy weights will be in this front. This will be what we're calling functional fitness. It'll be like CrossFit, but I'm not allowed to use that term.
Right, right.
So that will be,
Multi-purpose.
well, functional training.
fitness, functional
So
fitness.
that will be there, and the weights will be here in this room.
And all the weight equipment.
Yeah, well, a lot of the machines are gonna be on the second floor, but the free weights will be down here. The up to 50 pounds will be in this zone here. Other fitness centers, those weights get dropped. And so it's, we didn't want that over offices, we didn't want that over cultural, so we put it over
So the
childcare.
weights are gonna be divided up into 3 different rooms? Like the CrossFit area, and then the upstairs, and then over here?
Well, you'll have cardio upstairs and smaller weights, and then some weight machines upstairs, and then you'll have the
Machines.
Like all the leg equipment, the Smith machine, those types of
will be
machines.
upstairs.
Oh, that'll be upstairs.
Yep.
So
And then
how,
free weights are downstairs?
They'll be like a full bench and a deadlift. The heavy free weights will be downstairs, but the light stuff will
Okay,
be
so like
upstairs.
powerlifting equipment is
Depending on-
downstairs.
I mean, what, like a leg press?
Deadlift.
A deadlift, the deadlift, are you gonna be like
Downstairs.
200 pounds? 150 pounds?
Oh, yeah,
That'll be downstairs.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
300
downstairs.
Will be,
Anything that heavy will be on the main level.
right, because of the flooring.
so when we start looking at the second floor,
So you
what
do your
what
run up the
sections?
hill, up
It's
there,
not really
and do
designated, but I can tell.
big circuits.
Just
What
seems like
what
it should all
sections
be
are open to
kind of-
to down below? Just
Open
the
below?
court area.
The courts are open, and
So
then.
this is an open area right here.
Yeah, all of the basketball courts, and then open to the bottom will be here. Here, this track will be suspended, and then here, the track will be suspended. And this is open here,
And where is the ramp up and the stairs up?
right here.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
From the
That's
front,
like,
front view, you can see the stairs.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, on the
That's a
rendering, you can
that
see
you
it.
can
Yeah.
put on the,
Yeah.
on here.
Mm-hmm.
that you can-
And then it doesn't show on here, but this will all be cardio equipment, all the way here facing north, and then cardio equipment all through here, and then more of your stretching and weight machine, and basically all of our cardio will be up here. Some small weights will be here, and then the big heavy weights will be downstairs. So, and what we're going to try to do is like the Provo, where most of the kids' stuff, or all of the kids' stuff is restricted to the main level, and the second floor will be 14 and older on that, as well as the functional fitness. Functional fitness and the second floor will all be 14 and older, other than the track, and they can come up and walk with mom or dad. So we've ended up, total square footage of cardio weights, we are more than double what we have on there. We're going from basically 1 studio and 1 small dance studio to 5 good-sized studios on that. One of them will be designated for tumbling and gymnastics. And then, basically spin will be spin, but the big one up top will teach a lot of different classes.
Seems like we've addressed the biggest concerns, is the dressing facilities, family dressing rooms, those are all real big issues.
Yep.
We've also addressed the fact that a greater need for the cardiovascular, the spinning.
Better track.
The better track, and seems like you've been able to do all of that and still maintain the footprint. And left yourself with 10,000 square feet of whatever new is
Something
coming
new
along.
is
Whatever the new thing
that-
is.
That you can add in later and go, ta-da!
Immediately is storage, is what it is.
Oh, immediately.
Always, you
It'll be,
always-
yeah, it'll be
I
storage.
think you just rent it out to some movie maker that wants to make some kind of movie with all their, my brother does film. I'm like, he's gonna wanna rent that room and have an empty wall.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we're addressing in here is the 2 multi-purpose rooms downstairs. One of the biggest deficits we've got in the city is just a meeting room that HOA can rent, or ball team can do captains meet or coaches meeting, or drafts or anything that way. And we've addressed that right off the front, that I think are gonna be
Is
heavily
one of
used.
those which one's gonna be where what's it called?
We have a
Where the
warming
kids
kit.
go, like the little.
Oh, childcare?
Childcare.
That's actually over here. And then part of the
Oh, there
design.
it is.
Part of the design and the price that we've got is developing an area outside that we can do an outdoor playground also.
Oh,
So there'll
okay.
be a pad and a fence.
So you
Um,
could go outside when it was
We
warmer.
think that will be something that a donor would wanna pay for. And so we're building the infrastructure for that, but we won't actually buy a playground until we go out there. But this one will have a little warming kitchen off here for it. And, I mean, we just get a lot of people that just say, look, I've got 50 people in my family. Where can I do grandma's birthday party?
Right.
And so we'll rent that. This is a accordion door. So you can rent both of them and have a big room, or run 2 of them. So,
What's the demand for just meeting space? Fairly high? I mean,
Yeah.
are there other areas where it's?
I've
low,
been down
or-
there and people call and say, can I rent part of something? Can I rent something?
I mean, we're
Okay.
gonna program mad scientists in there. We'll do Legos in there. We'll do art classes. We'll program in those rooms.
But it'll be a space.
But even for the city to run a class, we don't have a space.
Yeah.
So the city will run classes in there. We'll rent space out for that classes. I think they're gonna be gorgeous with those windows facing to the north. You know, I think that they'll attract some, a market.
We did a family reunion in
Right.
in my old fitness center. And I remember going to a class, like a massage couples class
Yep.
up there. So but they always seem full.
I think we can fill them, you know, and you wanna run a birthday party, you wanna come swimming,
Yeah.
you know,
It becomes a center, and that's what
Yeah.
we've missed. We haven't had that in this
Yeah.
community.
we,
Be able to say something.
we've still got the teen lounge. I know everybody, I mean, there were actually a lot of comments about, you know, you're building a fitness center, why are you having a teen lounge? And I ended up talking to a lot of people, and they're like, okay, I get it now. You know, we're just trying to get them out of the basement, say hello to somebody, maybe come shoot a hoop, and we'll pump in the Wi-Fi, that so they can play their games there and do their things there, and hopefully talk to somebody. So,
Interact.
Yep.
So there will be computers there, or that people will just bring their own?
We're seeing budget-wise, what other centers have told me is don't worry about computers, they will
They
bring
have
their
all
own.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Plus
they,
technology changes. so
yeah, they,
frequently.
Wi-Fi, and they bring their own equipment. Because
The-
Then maybe
they
we
like
should
their own
turn that
equipment.
building, that part into like
How many of
America
us
or-
do
My
everything we
kids
do
love
on
the
a
blaster
phone
tag.
Yeah.
place.
or an
That it goes
iPad
down.
or a tablet?
What
We
they,
don't even pull our computers out.
what we may do,
Bring a
if
switch.
in the end we have a little bit of money, is add a couple of big screen TVs to where 2 guys could battle on this side, or
Oh,
what's
right.
really big is there's 2 high-profiler players in Chicago that are battling out, and
And
you
they
set a
wanna
whole
watch
bunch
it.
of seats out to watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
So, that is not my arena. I'm glad there are people that do that.
But
But,
there's definitely people that do that.
but, yeah, they're filling 60,000 seats stadiums to watch
Well, that's-
these
that's
two
how they
people
generate
battle
funds For
it.
that 14-year-old that won
The
$3
one
million
$3
bucks.
million bucks playing stupid
Oh,
Fortnite.
dodgeball would
I
be
mean,
another fun game.
60,000,
Cow.
That requires effort, though.
60.
Kids want to sit down and just twiddle their thumbs.
you know, I mean,
Yeah,
they,
literally.
Maybe
Yeah.
a money generator, maybe host some local tournaments
party.
or something.
yeah. Well, and the other thing we're gonna do and is pump the Wi-Fi into at least one of the gyms so that you could have a battle in there with the stuff or do whatever in there. So yes, it is technical. Yes, it's virtual reality, but they're running around getting a little exercise too.
Wi-Fi
LARPing. They're
in the
LARPing.
Pump that
Live
in.
action
Yeah,
role
I
play.
got it.
Yeah.
As far as running swim meets and
Right.
everything's getting there,
It'd be easy.
you could add a ton of stuff.
Yep, should be easy, but, I am very appreciative of our team. Method has been wonderful. Big D has been exceptional. They recommended that we, and I wish I could remember the name, but basically what we do is we bring on a mechanical, electrical, plumbing contractor as a consultant. And we thought, okay, well, kind of, it's like $50,000 to bring these guys on. And shoot, the first meeting, they saved us $200,000. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, Big D said, look, if we get these on here, they know, got their ear on the ground, they'll probably win it, but we'll put an RFP out. We've selected these people. I mean, and everybody's heard about steel being a problem and you know, the tariffs and trying to get steel, and shoot, one of the companies said, look, we lucked out and built or bought a bunch. We've got it on hand.
Wow.
You know, so it's just saved a bunch, and it's gonna allow us to hit right now, it's gonna allow us to hit our April opening of the pools.
Yeah.
So there's been a few very fortunate things, but bringing these Big D and Method was a good choice.
That's awesome.
It's worked out,
Way to go, cousin.
so.
Okay, anything
I
else?
need to cut out. Do you
Did,
do you need me for
Funding
anything
wise,
else?
committed funds,
anything
donations,
else?
Woodbury the only one so far?
So,
And did you get a call from Ryan?
I have not talked to Ryan. I know they're reaching out in a couple of other ways.
Well, he dodged me for like 2
But,
months, and finally I ran into him in the airport. And we talked briefly, and he was about to catch a flight, and I was catching another flight. I gave him your card, and I said, just call Karl and set up a time for them to come in and make a presentation to you. And this was about 3 weeks ago, and he
Yeah.
said, I'll do it.
I know he's busy. We've got a presentation to go to
I know
them
you told me
and
you got one put together.
a few others on that, and but so far large donations. Woodbury is the only one in $1 million. We've had some small donations of a few $1,000s, you know, from small companies, and they've generally been targeted and said, look, we want to buy all the changing tables for the rooms.
Right.
So instead
you
of
know.
giving money, they want to buy something
Yeah.
that needs to go in.
Yeah, or they're giving us money, but just say, look, buy all the changing tables with
Well,
this
put
money.
your name on the changing
Yeah,
table.
you know, and so, and they're not even asking for that.
Yeah.
We'll put a name on a donor's plaque for them. But, you know, I mean, there's a lot of generous people. You know, there's gonna be a campaign that comes out pretty quickly, you know, for small donors, you know, for $50 or $100, and we'll target some smaller things with that.
That'd be a good idea before the holidays, because I think a lot of people may make donations in the name of someone for a gift.
Yeah.
Or tax issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And so I mean, the campaign goes out. We've got probably four big donors that have the material in hands right now, and we'll just see how it goes.
Do you have that rendering electronic?
I do. I
Can
can
you send me
it.
a copy, like a PDF or
Yep.
something small?
Yep.
I'll text it to him and see if I can't get him to.
Do you want me to forward
Commit to
that to
time.
him right now?
Yeah. we do.
From you, okay.
Yep. But you know what? Things are going well. I wasn't sleeping well for a while. I mean, because It's the first building Orem's ever built under this plan, and to tear the building down without plans and without a price was a little nerve-wracking. But
Just a little. I'm like, tear it down.
but if you get over there,
Because if we tear it down,
Somebody's gotta do something if it's
well, we
gone.
kept talking. We burnt the ships. We're the Vikings. We got to the island. We burnt the ships. So
we better make the
Now
most
we'll
of it.
figure it out, right?
Yeah,
and so
And everyone looks at it and says.
so
we
we
won't lose money if it's down, so.
we've kind of sorted it out. We think that this is a design we can afford, and we think it addresses most of the problems, most of the questions people have had.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
and then this location, I'm looking down here, Chairman. This location, people, if we can get them in the door, people are signing up. I mean, it looks pretty good. We can.
Oh, if
we-
they're looking at this, what you
Yeah.
have here.
We can walk around. The biggest thing that anybody has said to me is, man, I didn't think there was this much room in this building.
Yeah.
You know, this
It
isn't
looks really
bad.
little.
This isn't bad. Our classes are still absolutely full. The gyms were a little bit unused, but as I've walked around the last couple of days, instead of one or two in the garage, which is now the gym, is like there's 7 or 8 in there. So we're picking up a few. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday are free days here. So we're bringing in more staff to hopefully talk to people, hopefully sign up people. But you can come on the 9th, 11th, and 14th for free.
Oh,
And
next week.
yeah, and then we're offering 50% discount off for so like a daily rate, which is $4.25 at the other building, is $2. So we're hoping it's been kind of fun to watch. It's like, I mean, the seniors are kind of cross-pollinating into all the things, and there's been a lot of energy, a lot of interaction. I worried about the seniors with the folks coming in. The seniors have been great. On that, we've kind of gone outside. You'll see a lot of Tai Chi out in the park that you never saw before. A lot of people are working out here and then walking this park that probably went on to the south of the fitness center, but it's going okay. We're down to lap swimming only at the Sierra Pool now, lap swimming and water aerobics. But
This is closed now, right, to the public?
Yeah.
it's, well,
I mean, for.
other than lap,
First, just
other than lap
open
swimming,
swim
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And but we're open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. and we run aerobics classes and lap swimming in there. And the other day I was over there and there were 50 people in the pool. So we had 2 aerobics classes going on and lap swimmers. And then in the afternoon we've still got our competitive, our age group swimmers swimming there.
Well, maybe I'll have a good fall. That's 90 degrees
We're-
until October.
We're telling everybody we will be open until 1st of October, and in October we'll do it on a week-to-week basis. And then we'll see where we go from there. I still have not, we are supposed to be on the agenda with Brigham Young University to get pool time there. Our contact there says they've kind of postponed the meeting, and we're still ready to go, but whenever they tell us, we'll go ask them. So we're over the first 2 hurdles there. We're to the vice presidents on getting age group into the pool.
I've got a question for you. As the construction starts and energy gets going on the new rec center, is there a marketing campaign that the city has to help generate interest? The reason I'm asking is we just had our insurance review because our sign-up period is starting
Right.
in October. And they said, oh, by the way, your insurance, we're with IHC, your insurance policy allows for $20 per month for everyone 14 and over in your family that you'll be reimbursed by your insurance company for a membership to a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that's pretty standard now in most insurance policies.
A
If
lot.
that's the case, is there a way to contact insurance companies and help promote? Because if you go to a CrossFit gym, that means your kids aren't going.
Right.
If you go to Vasa, I wouldn't want my kids there. And so I thought
As far as
about
a
it, 'cause we had a
big
meeting today.
as far as a big campaign that you would see public, no, we do reach out to those businesses,
Okay.
and I think we I mean, that was the one area where we were beating Provo. Even the new fitness center was in business passes on that. We've done very well
Cool.
on business pass. IHC, the 8th North Hospital, is one that has a pass. Most of the schools have passes.
Yeah, they do.
But it is an area that we will aggressively go after the businesses when we have a product to sell.
Yeah, I've got a guy I work with whose kid is on the swim team, so he's all aware of where they're at now and where they're not gonna be and all that kind of stuff. And,
Well, I just gave a check to OTAC for their care reimbursement on that, and that came at a really opportune time for them, where they're renting space at Bossa right now. We're trying to get them space at BYU, but that won't come free on that. So they were glad. That's a $12,250 check that I delivered to them. So
I think for the care tax money,
yeah, that's
for the co-sponsor.
that's care money.
Well, and, you know, and I understand that the crisis is, okay, we're gonna be out of a pool from November to April. But as one that coached for decades, as I look back, you'll survive it.
Yeah.
We'll find a way to work around it, and they'll survive it. And the trade-off of what you're getting in return is immense.
Well, we figured out the high schoolers. I mean, I was less worried about the 11-year-olds than I was the high schoolers.
For sure.
So we figured out the high schoolers, and
So they're not losing a season, and so that helps them.
Provo was great to help us
So
with
the
the high
club
schoolers.
kids,
It is what it is.
there's lots of places.
schools
Well,
There's a
they go to, like,
there's a
TV,
lot of
right?
pools.
Is there
Yes.
a pool in TV?
Yeah, not indoor.
Not indoor.
Oh,
They,
So those kids are going
sometimes they
outside.
cover theirs, don't they? Do they put a
AF
bubble on there?
covers theirs.
Oh, AF covers.
Well, they lost a pump.
Yeah, did.
To the pool?
Yeah, it's gonna be down for at least 2
Oh,
weeks.
wow.
There's a lot of, I mean,
Things come
Lehigh's
up.
got pool issues with Saratoga Springs and Lehigh, you know, Westlake and the new high school, and the facility issue is a facility issue, not just for Orem, it's for the entire county, and it's just, a lot of people want to swim and no one wants to build a pool, so.
They're so expensive. It's so hard to do, and high liability.
So if there is a takeaway from this, we generated 500 citizen contacts, either online or in person. I feel like we've listened to the majority of them. I mean, a lot of the comments involved racquetball, and a lot of them involved the gun range. But the ones outside of that, we appreciate them. A lot of people were really, really helpful in designing and separating. I think we're a better building because we made that effort. So.
No gun range.
Yeah, that's
That wouldn't be a popular time for one.
a different
Right
world.
now it's not.
when it was
Yeah.
there. So I wasn't here last time they got me elected as chairman.
We need to elect new chairman.
So I have no idea how
We
that works.
approved the minutes of May 9th. We did. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
We did. Okay.
See, did I vote for you last time?
I have no idea, I wasn't here.
He doesn't know.
Okay, I
He
voted
doesn't,
for
he's
you.
not here.
Who's not here,
He's
that
awesome.
gets
The
it.
procedure, I have no idea.
We just open it up for nominations, and generally somebody strong-arms somebody and everybody goes, yeah.
So we'll open it up for nominations for chairman for this committee.
So who's coming off this?
I think I'm the longest.
You're probably the longest
Has it
tenured.
been 3 years?
But-
I'm heading on 6.
Well, you can be on 3 years, and then we can extend you for a second term, so you're usually.
I'm in
Paul's
my
off now.
second for sure.
Paul's off.
So
I think I'm
basically
third.
skip rest, Danny. I think are you on your second term? Yeah.
I nominate
Amber.
Rick.
I have a hard time because I'm doing a mission on
And it's his second term too.
Oh, it's second.
Yeah.
So,
What is one
second
again?
term. You can't do it again.
He can't do it right.
I mean,
That's what
he could,
He can.
because is it for a year,
Just
the
a
chairman?
year.
Yeah.
we just do it last year.
Or so.
Gives you a year, so.
Right, Danny?
That's all.
I, yeah. Go ahead and just blurt them out, friends.
See, I got the pathway thing I did Thursday night.
Okay. So he's out.
Oh, it's just a little
I was a
tiny.
pathway missionary for 2.5 years.
So who else was nominated?
Should we have a woman do this? I think it would be appropriate. Chelsea, you up for
Well,
it?
she's gonna be off, right?
I don't know when
When
you're
do you
off.
come off?
Not for a year, though.
I don't know when you're off.
When did you
She's
call?
got a year
I
left.
can't remember when you called me.
I've lost track of.
I have to, and I don't have the list in front of me. I'm so sorry.
Cause see, Paul dropped off and I
I'm not
think,
sure. He had been on longer than me. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
he's been as long as I
I'm
have.
at
Oh, you do
How long since you got
4
that
or
big
5.
re-signing bonus?
I think I just got a message from Gina that said she signed me up again. We signed you up again for what? I could have been done? I didn't know this. That's all I remember. I think I'm at 4 or 5. I can't remember.
Well, that means you got plenty of time, right? You're in your second term is 3 years.
Probably.
Are you up for it?
Could probably do a year.
Do it for a year?
I can do it for a year.
I nominate her.
I'll
There's a
second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's called a strong arm.
So we'll probably need an assistant chairman, or
Yeah, we probably ought to have an assistant, just in case.
do you have any ideas, Chels?
Who would you like to vote
Who
in?
do you want to work with?
Who strong armed you, other than me?
This guy right here.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy to if we need one.
Yes.
Okay.
And then,
Skip.
okay, so we got that, is that, I guess we got.
You guys good with that?
All in favor?
Skip.
Skip, I knew one.
And then,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There we go. Okay.
I mean, right now, basically, it's just an update. In a couple months, in 2 weeks, I'll have the RFP out for equipment, and so we may come looking to this committee. We
'cause we talked about
kind of
it
made the
there,
decision
It's
of
gotta be new
making
equipment.
sure it's new equipment.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
it has to
I,
be new.
so I have sold the other equipment, so,
Good.
once again, I burnt the ships.
No going back.
Nobody's walking back into a
what's
new
the
with old
equipment
weight.
budget? Do you have an idea?
We're hoping to do it for about 800,000, is what we're hoping to.
You know, Mountain View just redid a weight room. It looks as good as any college. They probably got some good bids.
I've got,
So did Timpanogos.
Yeah,
I think Alpine School District got the bid and upgraded like 3 or 4. Lone Peak got a new one.
I've got companies, one of the things we carved out, Method Studios would do this, but we carved it out of their bid and thought, okay, we've got the experience to do this, and the companies are just gonna be knocking down my door wanting to help us. And that's been the case. I've got 6 people that call me every week. Are you ready? Are
Do
you
you wanna
ready?
buy
Are you ready?
equipment?
And so,
Is it Labor Day sale price on it?
once we get this design, then we can send it out and they'll do 3D things for me.
So the equipment is above the budget we have now.
No, right now it's in the budget.
It's in the budget.
But
Right.
it's beyond.
But if it's beyond that, I'm gonna come asking for money. Right now, it's in. Right now, everything is in, and we've got a gap of about $500,000, but $500,000's not giant. We
Well, I
can,
think you
We can eat
have
that
one-time
up
money
quick.
somewhere in the city we can find too.
yeah. So, so, right now, we're covered. If it doesn't go well, then I may be coming to ask for more. But I agree with you. It's important that we open it with good quality new.
If it's gonna be a new building, it's gotta look like a new building.
So, well, we have to now, because I've got the equipment here, the equipment at Public Works, and I
Renee
sold,
Miller wanted some new machine, right?
yeah, some arch thing, yeah. About every other week, she calls me with a new piece of equipment.
Who's that?
Renee Miller,
Renee Miller.
she wanted some.
But,
Some piece of equipment.
yeah, but we sold the stuff, so.
Good.
That's good.
Good, that's good.
So-
Is there anything else we need to get rid of that we won't go back on?
You know what, I've shown up on the beach and burnt the ships a lot in the last 6 months. Yeah, I mean, I would never, this has worked out really well, and to be very honest with you, getting this model has saved millions of dollars. It really has.
That's cool.
But as far as nerve
People
wracking.
still whine about it on Facebook, and I'm like, you
Well,
always
it's just
don't
because
even
they're
have
old
any
school,
idea."
they're not used to
They're
it.
like, well, that was the waste to tear it down, and I'm like, do you even know?
Yeah, but
I'll be the one.
but it has.
I don't
There's
need
been
to
And
be
you rightly
elected.
can, because you're the chairperson. So.
there's been a lot of people in the city. There's been people with Method. There's been people with Big D that have not been. That it's been hard because this is a tight budget and a tight frame. But using this model has saved millions of dollars.
That's really cool.
So,
Especially when you consider how much we try to
Yeah.
spread those dollars out.
yep.
Yeah.
And then
I
the
just
beauty
think-
of it is
yeah,
it's
I don't-
compressed this down about 6 months.
And
So-
there's just no reason to keep running a building that's losing $100,000 a year. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
So.
In terms of our committee, are we a full committee? Are there spots open that we're looking for?
We're making some adjustments
Yeah.
right now. The city council is looking at on even resizing, and so we're just waiting on some word
Waiting
from
to see. I
that.
think it
Because at
comes to
first
you
we had one
guys.
or two.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
like
it,
our the beautification commission, we dropped that from 9 to 7.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get a quorum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and so, I
That's
mean,
the problem.
but it comes to you, I think, on
it's the best attended meeting we've had in a while.
the 8th
Yeah.
of October, that those revisions come to the council and then we'll bring it here.
Okay.
So,
Any other business?
okay, if you wanna walk around, I'll show you the new and improved
Existing.
facility.
I have a question, that 50-meter pool is, how many 50-meter pools are there in Utah?
My dad's meeting with
Indoor?
Do we know? Indoor 50
I believe
meter
there's
pool?